Every hour, the average slot player loses $60, without even realizing how the game is rigged from the moment they sit down. Former casino insiders say nearly 3 out of 4 players still believe slot myths and make the same 5 mistakes, guaranteeing the house always wins. Hidden behind the glittering machines is a system most players never notice. Why do some players burn through their entire bankroll in minutes while others walk away unscathed? The real reason you keep losing at slots starts long before you hit spin. Slot machines line casino floors in endless rows, but not every game plays by the same rules. Some machines hand out small wins often, while others keep players waiting for hours before flashing a jackpot. The difference comes down to volatility, a measure of how risky a game feels and how it pays out. Low volatility slots like Starburst offer frequent but modest payouts. Players might see a steady stream of small wins, but the top prize rarely tops 250 times the bet. In the middle, games like Buffalo Gold mix things up with occasional bonus rounds and a shot at bigger prizes, sometimes up to 2,000 times the stake. Then there are high volatility titles, such as Book of Ra Deluxe, where dry spells can stretch on, but the rare big win can exceed 5,000 times the original bet. Reading the pay table is the first step. It is where the game reveals its secrets, how often bonuses trigger, what the biggest win is, and whether a minimum bet is needed for that elusive progressive jackpot. Many players miss the fine print. A machine advertising $1 million prize may only pay out if the max bet is placed. One former casino tech remembers a regular chasing the progressive on penny bets, never realizing he was not even eligible. The lesson is clear. Matching your risk comfort to the right machine and checking the pay table before hitting spin can mean the difference between a steady session and a bankroll gone in minutes. A single spin on a slot machine might cost $1, but the real danger hides in how quickly those dollars add up. Most machines are designed for speed, about 600 spins an hour, even at a relaxed pace. At $1 per spin and a typical return to player rate of 90%, that is an expected loss of $60 every hour. Raise the bet to $5 a spin, and the math turns brutal. The average loss jumps to $300 an hour. One former floor supervisor remembers a guest who walked in with $150, started small, then bumped up to $10 spins after a couple of wins. In less than half an hour, the entire bankroll vanished. The speed of play and the size of each bet decide how long a session lasts, more than luck or timing ever will. The safest approach, according to both casino insiders and responsible gambling guides, is to cap each spin at no more than 1 to 2% of your total session bankroll. For a $200 budget, that means sticking to $2 to $4 per spin, maximum. This simple rule stretches playtime and reduces the odds of a quick wipeout. Setting a stop loss, an amount you are willing to lose before walking away, adds another layer of protection. Without these limits, even the best slot strategy cannot outpace the math built into every machine. Slot floors are thick with superstition. Somewhere between the clatter of coins and the glow of bonus screens, old myths keep players glued to their seats. Nearly 70% of slot players believe at least one false idea about how these machines work. The classics never change. Some swear a machine is hot after a big win. Others claim it is due if it is not paid out in hours. There is the midnight myth too, the belief that certain times bring better luck. One ex-casino technician put it this way: "I heard it is due more than good morning. If I had $1 for every time, I would retire off the myth, not the machines." But the truth is, every spin stands alone. Modern slot machines run on certified random number generators that do not remember what happened before and do not care what is coming next. Hitting the button is like flipping a coin in a sealed box. The outcome is already decided, and no ritual, time of day, or lucky charm can change it. Regulators audit these systems to guarantee independence, with third-party labs certifying every title. The odds are set in code, not in streaks or patterns. Clearing out these old stories is the first step to playing with a clear head and making choices based on reality, not folklore. A four-figure win can feel like lightning in a bottle. One night, a regular hit a $2,200 jackpot on a mid-limit slot. Bells ringing, lights flashing, a crowd gathering for the hand pay. But instead of pocketing a chunk and calling it a night, he kept spinning, chasing an even bigger rush. Within an hour, every dollar was gone. Stories like this play out on casino floors every week. The thrill of winning triggers a kind of tunnel vision, what psychologists call the house money effect. It is easy to treat new winnings as free chips, forgetting how quickly they can vanish. That is why seasoned staff recommend the pocket rule. After any big win, immediately set aside a fixed share, half or even 2/3, before playing another spin. Some players go so far as to put the money in a separate pocket or leave it at the cashier, making it harder to dip back in. The rest becomes your new session budget. This two-step routine locks in gains and keeps a lucky streak from turning into regret. Winning at slots is not just about hitting jackpots. It is about knowing when to step away with something to show for it. Frustration at the slots is a silent trigger. One minute, a player is watching reels spin with steady hands. The next, every loss lands harder, bets creep up, and the pace quickens. This spiral is known on the floor as playing on tilt, a state where emotion takes the wheel and reason fades. Tilt isn't rare. Security logs and shift reports document dozens of cases each month where players, after a string of losses, start slamming buttons, raising bets to chase back what is gone, or even shouting at staff. One former supervisor remembers a night when a guest lost $800 in less than an hour, then began pounding the machine and yelling until security had to step in. The incident report that followed listed emotional distress and escalated betting after rapid losses as the main triggers. Casinos have tools for these moments: self-exclusion kiosks, on-site counselors, and responsible gaming hotlines posted near entrances. Staff are trained to spot the warning signs: clenched fists, rapid breathing, and an unwillingness to walk away. The fix, though, starts long before intervention. Setting a timer for regular breaks, stepping outside for a few minutes, or even walking to the cashier to cash out after a loss can interrupt the cycle. For those who find it hard to stop, national helplines and self-ban programs offer a way out. Recognizing tilt as it happens is the first step. Taking action is what keeps a bad night from turning into a disaster. One night stands out more than any other. The floor was humming, lights flickering over a sea of faces, and at the center of it all, a regular, someone whose name everyone knew but no one ever really knew. He slid into his favorite seat, the one he claimed was lucky, and started with small bets. The pay table sat ignored under his hand, the fine print about jackpots and minimums lost in the rush to play. After a few modest wins, the bet size crept up. $5, then $10, then $20. Each spin came faster than the last, chasing the feeling that the machine owed him something. A crowd gathered when the bonus round hit. The screen exploded with color, and for a few heartbeats, he was up nearly $3,000. But the chair never moved. He leaned in, convinced the next spin would be bigger. Myths whispered around him. This machine was hot. The streak was just beginning. He played on, every win feeding hope, every loss pushing him harder. The cash out button never got touched. By midnight, the crowd had thinned. The only thing left was the sound of reels spinning and a balance that had dropped to zero. He slammed the button one last time, frustration etched into his face, then stormed off, leaving the seat empty and the lesson behind. Every mistake was on display. Ignoring the rules, overbetting, chasing myths, refusing to cash out, letting anger take over, all played out in a single, unforgettable session. Casinos now make over 70% of their revenue from slot machines, an industry built on psychological precision. Today, every spin is data-driven. Awareness is your only real advantage. The real game isn't in the reels. It's in understanding when to walk away before the machine decides for you.